Hi there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, and this video is for a very narrow band of people who own holistic centers. A place where you can go see a massage therapist, energy worker, chiropractor, etc., all in one place. So if you are one of these people who has made the reckless decision to open one of these centers, first question is, what were you thinking? But the thing that needs to be said, because I've had a number of people in this situation as clients or come to my workshops, and inevitably this question around niche comes up. And so it's good to talk about what your options are, and there are fundamentally two options. If you own some sort of holistic center, you want to figure out your niche. The first is geographic, and the second is affinity. Those are your two options, geographic or affinity. The geographic model of niching is an extremely compelling one. You could just say, we're going to be the holistic center for this neighborhood. So then what does your marketing look like? It means you go to all the farmers markets, you go to the craft shows, you go to all the coffee shops, you get to know everyone in the community geographically. Yeah. You do send postcards to your zip code or postal code. You put up posters in your community. You look at all the other events that are happening in your community and you show up at them. You do networking. That's the geographic model, and that can work very well. The second model is affinity, meaning it's based around a certain issue. And so this, but also affinity for a certain perspective or point of view. So one option could be, we're going to be a holistic center that focuses on cancer or diabetes or autoimmune diseases. So you could pick a particular thing. Hell, you could be the holistic center for headaches. You could pick something very specific, or it might be emotional issues or whatever it is. So that's one possibility within the affinity. The other is an affinity for a certain worldview. So you might say, we're going to be a holistic center that's very rooted in indigenous philosophies and practices. We're going to be a holistic center that's rooted in energetic work and that approach, or we're going to be rooted in a more biomechanical, science-based, clinically proven type of approach. So a certain philosophy, a certain understanding of how healing happens. Because as a holistic, you've got to be known for something, because your city, I guarantee it, it's full of so many, if it's big enough, it's full of so many different holistic centers. And if I were to say, well, what's the difference between this one and this one? You might say, well, I guess that one's over there and that one's over there. You see what I'm saying? There's no, there's nothing else. There's no affinity for any particular issue, any particular philosophy, point of view, cosmology, understanding of healing. And so they're fundamentally geographically based, but that's not how they market. Okay, so those are your two options. But then the other thing, this just happened at a weekend workshop, and a woman who owned a holistic center was there. And people said, well, you know what you should do? You should get all the people who are working for you, who are the healers and practitioners, into a room and say, hey, where should we go? That's the way we'll figure out a direction. And that's a terrible idea. Because what's the center? What you're gonna try to do this by committee? By consensus? Okay. So then there's two approaches to this. One is you pick a group of people you want to work with. This is a wonderful way to do it. You can have a group of people say, I don't even know what we're going to do together. I just know I want to do something with you. Let's figure that out together. So if you're the person running the center, you're the one paying the bills, you're the one whose name is on the lease, and every single person in your clinic is somebody you just want to work with no matter what, absolutely, then do that approach. If, however, it's just a bunch of random people who you never met before, who applied, and certainly friendships have developed, but you don't have that common bond or common worldview, don't do that. It's insanity. In that case, you've got to pull the Jon Stewart, the Daily Show, when Jon Stewart took over. It's called The Daily Show because it was run by Carson Daly, and it was kind of a candid camera pranks on the public, newscasters going out making people in the public look kind of stupid. So when he took it over, he said, I think there's a greater opportunity here. It's not to make fun of the public, it's to make fun of the media. And the media is biased towards sensationalism and conflict, and for satire, to make fun of the hypocrisies of the elite and politicians. And as you can imagine, most of the people on staff were not that excited about switching it over, because why not just do the fart jokes on the street? So it took him 2 or 3 years apparently to clear all those people out, until everyone on the team shared this vision. But where did the vision come from? Him, John Stewart. So unless you're really enamored with the people that are already on staff, unless you have that deep, abiding sense of kinship and a long-term commitment to those relationships, which is the fundament of the reason you began it, the vision has to come from you, right? So if the vision is going to come from you around the direction of the clinic, again, we're back to those two options. Are you going to focus it geographically and be a general, all things, kind of clinic? Or are you going to focus on an issue? And that's up to you. You're the one that has to decide this. And if you don't decide it, you're going to be generic. And if you are generic, don't be surprised if it's a real struggle to market your clinic. So what do you want to be known for as a clinic? That's up to you. Do you want to be known for being the neighborhood clinic? Or do you want to be known for being a clinic that focuses on a particular issue in a particular way? So I'm open to any questions or thoughts you have. You can put them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.